How's it going, fam? Welcome back to Erica's EDC, and today we are going to test some more knives. Batoning, feather sticking, cross batoning. Guys, if you don't like that and if you don't believe in it, please click on a different video because that is all we are doing today. This is part 2 to a video that I did the other day. We have a whole bunch of knives here in various steels with various HRCs. We're going to go over them, paper cut test, do all of the work, and then paper cut test again, just like on the other video. We're using the same exact wood. Everything is the same. So, Essie Izula 1095 with a very pretty edge on there. We also have the Vault 4 from LT Wright Knives in A2 tool steel. We have a Mitchell Native Survival Knife in 01 tool steel. This one is like clearly made for this kind of stuff. This is a huge knife. Very cool. LT Wright Knives. Is this the Packer? I think it is. 1075. Carbon steel. And lastly, the Smith & Sons Brave in D2. My paper's trying to fly away. It is very breezy and chilly here in New Hampshire today. Let's do the paper cut test and then we're going to get to it, guys. And like I said, same exact fresh cut maple that we were using on the last video. My finger is finally healed. I posted a picture on Instagram the day after. It was purple. I had hit it so hard with this baton in that video. It was very painful. Okay, so let's test the edges. Now, like I said, it is clearly very breezy here, so bear with me. Factory edge on this, I've used it one time. Nice. Very nice. Factory edge on this, as you can see, however, I have used it. It's been stropped back a couple times, etc. Really nice. Clearly not factory edge on the Izula. This is a mirror finish that I did, mirror polish. That was done off of a bunch of Nanawa stones for the most part. Stunning. Ooh, this breeze is gonna be tricky. Come on. Sorry, guys. There we go. Of course, I picked the breeziest day to do this. The 1075 here. This has been sharpened by me. I did that on camera, actually, freehand. That video is, I don't know, I probably did that like a month or two ago. I've had this for years. Not factory edge. Edge that I did. This thing has been in my collection for ages. That's an edge that I put on a little while ago. This knife I brought to Acadia National Park in Maine and did a 5-day camp trip with that, and that was my one and only blade. So it definitely needed to be touched up after that. Okay, obviously we're gonna use the beefcakes for the majority of the batoning. We're, you know, it's not like the point is to break these. So this really thin 1075, we'll just do like some lighter batoning, maybe in cross batoning. But I'm not going to use that to break down these massive logs. So we'll start with the A2, I guess, first. And per usual, you guys are kind of like out of frame for a hot second. Hey guys, pray for me that I don't smash my fingers again, okay? I have a habit of doing that. Okay. You can probably hear how dense this stuff is. Like the knife doesn't even want to go through. This one's gonna take some time. But we are making a split. This one's saber ground, so it's kind of gonna wedge through. And it'll probably split the wood before the blade actually gets through because it is basically stuck right there. This stuff is very, very hard. Okay, well, that's not making any progress. I always get nervous that I'm going to break the handle before I actually get the blade through with some of these. I'm going to try to stand up here. Okay. Let's try. Wow, that's this might have to be a jump ship. But we said that last time, so we'll see. Okay, that's just... We're gonna leave that. Let's try the other one. This might be a failed mission here. Which is kind of surprising because we used... like some totally not bushcraft knives last time, and they made it through this same exact wood, like not nearly as hard as it is today. This one's going through a little better. This one has all that handle and blade length, so that helps. Yeah, this one we're gonna force through. Ooh, that was close. This one's almost through, even though it doesn't look like it. There we go. Holy smokes. Okay, so we have... This one has way thinner blade stock. Went through much easier. Scandi ground, obviously. So we have a saber ground completely stuck. We'll figure that out later. Okay, let's see. We'll break this down with this, and then we're probably gonna switch for a hot second and let some other knives do some work. There we go. And of course, just smash my thumb real nice. Love that. Okay. Let's do a little bit of feather sticking here. Or attempt to. That Scandi just wants to like really dig in. But really, really nice. Definitely still feels sharp. I'm gonna break this down one more time, and then I want to do that cross baton with this Scandi edge and see kind of what happens. So let's split this once more. I just want to get a piece kind of similar to what we cross-batoned on the last video, so everything is as fair as it can be, even though this is fairly subjective, but okay. This is where I really hurt myself last time. Man, it does not want to go through. We're gonna make it though. I think I am like right on the edge of a knot, so that probably doesn't help. We're almost there. Jesus. I do not remember it being this difficult with the other knives. Okay. Holy smokes. Okay, clean through. Just like before, we'll do an edge check. Nice. I would say that one absolutely passed. Good job, Mitch. Okay, let's try this Essie. I'm gonna break this down a little further. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. This feels like a dream. I should say the edge feels like a dream. Sweet. Okay. See if we can send this one through. Obviously, none of this is really necessary in terms of the cross batoning. This is just a test that we ran on the super steels before, so we're obviously going to do it again with these. But I don't know, you don't typically have to do this bullshit out in the woods. There's like no need for it. Ooh, we like wiggled it out of the notch. Let's try that again. Okay. Cool. Clean through. Where's the rest of my paper? Oh, we might have a little something. Maybe not. Just trying to look to see if I can... I don't really feel anything, but there we go, yeah. Now the only thing I am noticing is that it's starting to glass out already. Okay, so that's a little interesting. Let's try try the D2. Ooh, this is nice. Made very easy work of that. That was cool. This is full flat ground. This feels actually really nice. I think this is more of an EDC knife, but it's the only D2 I had, so. I have, we actually have 2 of these. Nikki has one. Sweet. Now this is a little thinner than what we've been cross batoning, but here, let's make it a little more fair. Go to the other one. Sweet. Ooh, look, it's stuck in there. Went right through. Basically, this cross batoning is just straight up abuse on that apex, and that's why I'm doing it. Okay. Unbothered. Really cool. Lastly, let's try this little packer here. This guy's really, really thin. I think what we'll do is, this is kind of thin, so I'm going to split this. Okay. This one makes some really nice feathers too. But it's full flat ground, so it's a little like different, trying to find your angle to keep it digging into the wood basically. Okay. Sorry, that was my bad. There we go. Come on, this fucking wind is not helping me. There we go. Unbothered. Okay. I kind of want to try to circle back to that stuck knife. Because this is... What the hell? The wood is split. It's split down further than the knife is, but I think that knot right there is really not our friend. I'm not gonna bother trying to send it through because it's just stupid. Now I have to try to get this stupid thing out. Okay, I'm gonna do that off camera because that's a fail. Okay, so what is my point of this? Let me lift you guys up here so I can kind of talk to you guys. Okay, what was the point of this? The whole point was to kind of try to prove that the myth of like super steels not being able to be used in the field, that's exactly what it is, right? It's a myth. It was, I know I'm kind of crooked here, guys, but bear with me. The whole point of this was to kind of prove that all of the knives did the same exact thing and they all came out unscathed, right? So like, we all know this, we all knew in our heads that all of these knives were going to do just fine with this task. Why? Because they're kind of made for it, but also, like, there's nothing special about any of these. They're simple carbon steels. They're all heat treated between 56 and 60 HRC in terms of all of them, like umbrella term, they're all between 56 and 60 HRC. None of them are going to be higher unless maybe the Smith & Sons, because I'm not too familiar with their heat treat. But the whole point is, these are all simple carbon steels, fairly low HRC, and they all did just fine with the task, and that's what we know, right? Because that's the stuff that we see. It's nothing spectacular, it's nothing out of the ordinary. The reason I'm saying that is because we did the same exact task beforehand with the super steels, really high hardness, thin geometry, exotic steels, and they did the exact same thing and came out unscathed just like these. So the only difference is that you're going to get more edge retention out of those super steels. They are completely capable of everything that these do, which you saw. We used the same wood, we did the same cross batoning, we did the same everything. They all did the same thing. All of them were fine. The only difference is that you're going to find that the super steels have better edge retention because they're higher hardness and their properties, their carbide volume, or the type of carbide, like maybe, you know, vanadium carbides compared to chromium carbides, stuff like that. The only difference is going to be that the super steels have better edge retention. There is no lack of toughness. None of this is like fancy special stuff. Like, I know that we've been convinced that these are superior because they can do this, but it's like there's nothing special about what we did. That's why all of them did great, including the super steels in the first video. So what we should really be focusing on is what you want from your knife, right? Because you're going to get better edge retention with steels like Crewware or K390 or 10V, and they can do everything that these can do. You're just going to get edge longevity in terms of like edge retention, okay? So that's kind of what you want to focus on. If you do not mind sharpening or stropping your knife nearly every time you use it, then yeah, buy these, you know what I'm saying? They all do the same thing. Some of these, like this one for instance, some of them may get dull a little faster, they may glass out a little faster, but they can kind of all do the same thing. And the reason is that, number one, geometry is king. Geometry is really what people should be focusing on, because you can override properties of steel, generally speaking, with geometry for the most part. But it's really like, how often do you want to sharpen your knife? That's kind of what it boils down to. So that's what I wanted to show, is just that, you know, these didn't do anything fancy. They did exactly what the super steels did. They can all do the same thing. It's not like the super steels are going to fail you out in the field. They can all do it. It's more like, how often do you want to sharpen your knife? Okay, I'm going to try to get this out of here off camera, and I will see you guys on the next video. I hope that you found that informative. We can talk about it down in the comments. I will see you guys on the next video. Go use your shit. Learn how to sharpen your knives. I will see you guys on the next video. I love you so, so much. Take care.